Hello all, I'm Nitin Parmar from Surat. Uh, I'm going to discuss today about the last minute preparation for essay writing for UPSC Civil Services Exam 2015 mains. Primarily, if you have seen the changes in the last year with respect to a paper called essay writing, there are two parts, part 1 and part 2. I'm going to discuss primarily about part 2, which is more analytical in nature, question oriented essays, and focuses on identifying a person's capability to imagine with respect to some administrative problem and thereby reach to a kind of conclusion, arrive at a solution, or give a decision to a certain problem. For example, let me talk about the kind of questions being raised in the last year's exam. The question was it policy paralysis of implementation which slowed the growth of our country? That was your first essay. Second, is sting operation an invasion on privacy? Second question. Third, 50 gold medals in Olympics. Can this be a reality for India? And number four, tourism. Can this be the next big thing for India? Now, if you know the type of questions here, the issue here is the goal which is presented here is superordinate goal, wherein something big to be achieved by an administrative machinery of the country practically may not be achieved in a short period of time. But yes, if some imagination, some creativity can be applied to a given problem, possibly for a country like India, all these problems can be attained, can be solved. So, primarily, what we are focusing here is how do we write answer to this question. First and foremost, I strongly suggest when such kind of questions are there, analytically, you need to identify a structural way to answer this. First and foremost, you need to talk about situation analysis. For example, when the question is about 50 gold medals in Olympics, so what we need to talk about is what is the current situation for a country like India? Why we have not achieved, this 50 gold medals in Olympics. So we talk about those, parameters that why we could not achieve. So we talk about situation analysis. Now in this situation analysis, with this situation analysis, we reach to a kind of situation wherein what is single point problem which is creating trouble to country to reach to this solution. So we talk about a problem. Now what is this problem? How do you identify the problem and how do you write it? Problem is generally cause and effect relationship which accounts for this kind of problem. This is what you need to argue in your essay. You need to develop the cause and effect relationship here. Now when you talk about cause and effect relationship, automatically you need to give some kind of action plan, that this is how the problem can be solved. What do? You reinforce on the strength of a country, or reinforce the strength, or you try to find out the weakness and you fix a weakness. This is how the action plan will be provided. Either you fix a weakness or you reinforce on the strength or increase the strength. You may focus on both the things simultaneously. So you talk about a problem. You argue on the problem that this is a cause and effect relationship which accounts for this problem. Now once that problem point is identified and you talk about that argument, then you give your decision. There may be many decisions. to take for. You give or you recommend the best decision out of all the options available. You should mention many options available with you, at least 3 to 4. Please do not mention only one option, one decision, and you elaborate on it. Mention many and say and give your recommendation for the best decision out of it. By doing this, what you are doing is you are opening your thought process in front of the examiner. You are telling this is how I am thinking, which is very important. Examiner is interested in your thought process, in your way of argument. That is the reason why you need to mention many decisions and take one best option for that. Post that, you need to definitely mention about how to evaluate that. Provide detailed evaluation of the performance or the action or the outcome. Thereby, what you are doing is you are giving an action plan for the decisions. That is, you need to change something, or you need to you can say improve on certain areas. Again, here your creativity with respect to understanding administrative mechanism and using all this administrative machinery for your creative solution will be definitely checked. So ideally, what you need to focus on, especially in part B, is I provide a situation analysis, look at the varieties of the causes which has led to a current situation. Thereby you focus on cause and effect relationship which account for the problem. Then you talk about your decision, wherein you want to attain a desired outcome. For that desired outcome, which is the best option available for you, which is the best decision, please do not focus only on one decision to mention that. Mention many, out of which you recommend one of them, and then you evaluate that particular decision on varieties of the platform. This is how you need to focus on. This is how you need to present your answer in essay writing. You'll have roughly 1.5 hours available for this writing part. This is very critical, analytical write-up, very important. Part B, do not miss it. All the best for your mains exam. Thank you very much.